It's been over a month since I shared with you planting in these milk jugs. Today, let's find out what happened. Hi, I'm Amanda and welcome back to The Provident Gardener. Today's an exciting day because I am going to open up my winter sown jugs and see how everything's doing. Kylene's gonna come and look at some of these plants with me and maybe even steal a few and take them home to plant in her garden. We're gonna go over the things that went really well, the things that went not so well, and why I'm even opening them now to begin with. Now, I did probably over 50 of these jugs, lots of plants, and I have had good success this time around. Normally, I wouldn't be opening these for maybe another 3 to 4 weeks. Sometimes I open these and the plants are several inches tall and they're just full and beautiful. That's not happening this time because I'm having to open them a little bit early. Our temperatures this winter have been all over the place, and we are going to hit 80 degrees this week. And I think that's just a little too hot for these. So I'm just wanting to open all of these up so that when we are hitting high 60s, 70s, even 80 degrees this week, they aren't getting cooked in here. It will be easier for me to water them because they're going to need more water with that kind of heat. Now let's show Kylene some of the stuff we did. Okay, I've got Kylene here today and we are going to open up some of these milk jugs and see what happened. Starting seeds to grow your own plants in milk jugs is a great way to start your own plants, start your garden if you don't have room inside, because you can just put it out in the snow.
It's amazing. It is an amazing way. Winter sown, like I have done it for years. Now that I have my greenhouse, I do something else and I will show you that. But check this out. And the whole reason I'm here today is actually to steal some of these from Amanda.
Hey, that's why I plant extra, so that we can share. I always have the most success with my cool weather crops. Yeah. Things like broccoli, cabbage, lettuce, spinach.
One of my favorite things about having a friend who gardens is sharing plants. Yeah. Because I don't need a whole lot. I'm just taking this little chunk. I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna label it, the broccoli, and then these are going to go into my garden.
Yes.
Oh, and we love the red cabbage. Oh,
I think it's pretty.
One of the things that I do with the red cabbage is I love to freeze dry it, and then I can add it to stuff, and it's actually really a tasty snack. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you know how you eat freeze-dried vegetables? Freeze-dried red cabbage, it's good stuff. Can you see how pretty these look? Thanks, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Free plants. She did all the work. I get all the benefit.
Okay, so we showed Kylene the broccoli and the cabbage that are doing really well. And as soon as we put those out in our gardens, they should really take off. So here I have all the rest of my cold or cool weather crops. That includes kale, spinach, arugula, Swiss chard, lettuce, and they're all doing very well. Now again, if I had waited 3 or 4 more weeks to open these, then they would be much bigger. But with those temperatures we have coming, I really feel like I need to get them opened up so they don't kind of suffocate in here. I planted lots of different varieties this year, and as soon as I get those garden beds prepped, I can go ahead and plant all of these things out. We're going to look at some more things that I grew in just a minute that even if I were ready to plant today, I can't, because they can't handle the cold, and we will get more cold temperatures. One thing I want to show you is some lettuce I planted. I actually, for some reason, planted 2 milk jugs of this lettuce, and the variety is called Lala Rosa. And as you can see, one of them is fantastic. It's full. It looks like pretty much everything sprouted. The other one is completely empty. And at first I was like, what in the world happened? And as I was looking at it, I thought, you know what? The one that has nothing growing, I bet I forgot to put the seeds in. You know, you get in a hurry doing things, and sometimes stuff like that just happens. Next up, we have onions, which could also be planted now if my beds were ready, but I will probably plant them here in the next week or 2. Onions can be planted out really anytime early spring. And as you can see, they've done really well. The ones that have done the best for me are the white sweet Spanish this time, but I've had other varieties do really well other years. I'm not sure why some of these are so thin this year. It could be the seeds are old and they just got poor germination, but I still have a lot of onions here. This looks like a lot because they're so dense in here, but these still have plenty of onions. Now for one of the failures with winter sown. This is all my basil, and as you can see, there's not really much to see here. And what happened was I started all of these jugs end of January, beginning of February, normal time for winter sown. And this basil, as soon as those temperatures reach what's comfortable for them, they're going to germinate and grow. Well, we had a warm February. End of January, beginning of February was unusually warm. So as soon as I put these out, they sprouted, germinated, and started growing. Then we got some real winter temperatures and the basil couldn't handle it, even inside these little greenhouse jugs that they were in, and it all died. Now I have a few varieties that have started to grow back from seeds that hadn't germinated, but I may just have to put some more seeds in these and let them go for about the next 8 weeks before our last frost, and then plant them out in the garden. Next up is herbs, which I've had a lot of success with this year. Because I had so many containers, I planted some that I've never tried before, and I am so excited to put them in the garden. One thing I love about herbs is even from when they're very little, you can smell them, and I just love those smells. This is sage, one I've never done before, and it's doing really well. Another one I have is the mint family, peppermint, spearmint. You always hear about those just being voracious and taking over everything. I have never successfully grown any kind of mint, but I'm determined to, even if it ends up being terribly invasive and I end up hating it, I am going to grow some mint. So the final group of milk jugs is flowers. This is a great way to start flowers if you want to grow your own. I have Rudbeckia, Shasta daisies, bachelor's button, 2 different types of yarrow, sweet alyssum, pansies, and echinacea. There are a lot growing in here. I'm really excited for them to keep growing. Some of these can tolerate the cold. Some of them will need to stay in here a little bit longer. I'm so excited to have beautiful blooms in my garden again to attract pollinators and to make the garden beautiful. And I didn't have to take up any space in my house under lights. And last but not least is the experiment I did with winter sown using soil blocks. I just got this old container, put the soil blocks in here, put the seeds in. I tried to drill holes in the lid, but it just cracked. But it's the same idea, worked the same. It allowed moisture to get in. And these have done really, really well. I want to do a lot more of my winter sown this way for next year. What I love about this is how easy it is going to be to remove these and plant them. With the milk jugs, it can be kind of hard and tedious to get in there and get some plants out. We saw that when Kylene stole the broccoli and cabbage from me earlier. But with these, you can literally just pick them up, and then I can thin these out because I did do a couple of seeds per soil block. This is also the air pruning. Look at all these roots you see. The air pruning I feel like has created a lot more roots. All of these, you can literally just, sometimes the roots stick them together a little bit, but they're so easy to just pick up. They're this little block. Thin these out a little bit, plant it, and I'm done. I think there will be a lot less transplant shock with this, a lot less root disturbance. I think soil blocking combined with winter sown is winning me over. Thank you for joining me here today on The Provident Gardener to see all these beautiful plants that were a success all because of winter sown. Remember, this is such an easy, economical way to start your own plants right at home. No lights, no space indoors, you're recycling containers. You just have to have potting soil and some seeds and a place to put them outside in the sunlight. I love this. I've used it for several years now and will continue to use it for many more years to come. How are your winter sown plants doing? I would love to hear what your successes and maybe kind of like mine, not so much successful plants have done this year. And as always, don't be afraid to get a little dirt under your fingernails so you can turn that dirt into dinner.